Why am I being interrupted right now while I'm speaking? Wow! I'm so close. Ah! I'm gonna keep saying this, but I really wish I was unemployed and I can just read. So, yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a book haul. I have a lot of books. I went crazy this month. It felt like this month was really long as well. I know January felt like it was 500 years, but like February felt long too. And I've accumulated 25 books. I have lots of bookmarks, and then I have 2 sweatshirts to show you guys. We're just going to go ahead and get started, and that is all that I have to say. First things first, I have 2 sweatshirts to show you guys. One is still on the way, and the other one has been here for probably like a month and a half at this point. But it says Members Only Anti-Social Book Club. I got it in chocolate brown. This is an extra large, and it just has hot pink stitching. There's so many different shops on Etsy that have the exact same design, so if you just type in Anti-Social Book Club, you will be able to find it. Then the second sweatshirt that is not here, but I'll insert a photo. It's actually Emmy's collaboration with Embroidered Stitches, I believe that's the brand. It's just her collaboration with them, and it says An Absolutely Feral Reader. I did get that one in the standard bubblegum pink color with the red stitching. I just am absolutely in love with red and pink. Anyways, those are the 2 sweatshirts that I got. Absolutely love. I will be buying more Bookish sweatshirts in the future just because I wear sweatshirts all the time, and then to make them Bookish, they're just cute. So when I did my Bookish reset video for 2025, I did go through all of my ugly bookmarks, or the ones that were just really worn down, and I got rid of them because I was placing the orders to already buy new bookmarks. And I'm super happy with the ones I got. I'm very picky with my bookmarks. They're all very girly and like cutesy. I've been using this one the most because I'm obsessed with Jellycats, but it is a Jellycat bookmark. It is not double-sided, which I don't mind because obviously like I'm only going to use one side of the bookmark. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Second bookmark, I really don't listen to Taylor Swift. I just bought this because it had bows and I thought it was super cute. And there are a lot of books that have like playlists of songs, and they always have Taylor Swift in them. So I just got this little bookmark. I hope it focuses. This one is double-sided actually, so that's super cute. These 3 bookmarks were actually mentioned in my Christmas haul. My cousins did get me these, but this was what inspired me to just buy all the rest of these bookmarks. I love this one. It just has pink bows. This one says Hello Beautiful. That one's super cute. These 2 give me like Bridgerton vibes. I think it's just the pastels, but anyways, this one says To All the Books I Ever Read, and I think this one's super cute. I'm obsessed with bows, like I just can't. So I originally wanted to buy these bookmarks on TikTok shop, but then for some reason it just wasn't working, and I was like, you know what, that's fine, I'll go to Etsy. So they're all the same bookmarks, just in different colors, and it just says Hot Girls Read. I am obsessed with the yellow and pink. This is pretty much the exact same thing, but not really because it's sparkly, and it also says Hot Girls Read in light pink and hot pink, but it is not double-sided. This one I think was like one of the first ones I got. The shipping on this was really fast. Again, you can easily type these on Etsy, just Hot Girls Read, and all of the same like creators pop up. The last 3 bookmarks I also got in a set. I've been wanting these for a while. I've seen them so long ago, and when I seen them again I was like, I have to buy them. They're little soda cans. This one says Romance Reader. This one says Murder Mystery. Super cute. The last one is Fantasy Reader. I'm obsessed with this one too because I've been obsessed with fantasy, and it's purple. I do like purple. My whole PC is purple. That's it for my bookmarks. There are lots of them, but I'm very happy with that. I will say I definitely don't regret it at all. Hopefully these bookmarks will last me forever. Now I'm going to get into the books. I'm kind of gonna do a little bit of a speed round. I don't want to get too much into detail in these books. I feel like a lot of times I've been going into books just like blind, but like I know the gist of them, and I kind of been liking that. I believe this actually released on Valentine's Day, but it's first time color. This cover speaks to me and I want to read it so bad. I feel like now, because I'm in my fantasy era, dark romance, I know that light romances are going to be something that are going to be palette cleansers for me, so I am looking for a lot of just standalone romances right now, or if it's like a duology or like interconnected thing, because they're super cute covers. They're just simple love stories. This is actually the 2nd book in like an interconnected romance series. I kind of just seen this on Instagram, and for some reason I thought it was fan art. Like I just thought it was, the cover looked similar to the other one, and it was actually the book. This, I believe, is like a psychological thriller horror book. I'm not quite sure. I just know I've seen this for the longest time since I've been reading books. It's called The Perfect Marriage. I do know that this girl is going through a divorce with her husband. She happens to be a lawyer, and he, I guess, was dating this girl. Don't know how they were actually involved. I believe the husband was having an affair with this girl, and she ends up dead, and she has to represent her husband that she's divorcing, or maybe she already did divorce him, in court, which I think in real life there would be some complications with that, but for story purposes I think it's really interesting. I love a good paperback book. This is actually kind of a thriller book I've seen more recently. I think it was last month when I was book shopping I wanted to buy this, and I did not buy it, but then I seen it again and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. It's this woman who is middle-aged, and I think it's some like it's okay, I think there's stuff going on in like her brain where she thinks it's like dreams or like things are happening, and I think it's gonna be really psychological crazy. It's gonna be like a scene where she's doing something and then it just turns out she was just like sitting there like thinking it, like not actually doing it. I hope it's something like that because I feel like that's really creepy. I've seen this a few times and it's about vampires. I think it's just about this small town, these southern ladies, and they're trying to figure out how to slay vampires. I don't know. The cover is really nice. It feels nice. It's nice and matte. And I remember I read the synopsis when I was in the bookstore and I obviously liked it, but now I don't want to reread the synopsis. This is a part of the Haunting Adeline series. I did read Haunting Adeline, so I read this one because I have not read the second Hunting Adeline yet, and I believe this one takes place after Hunting Adeline. I'm not quite sure. I need to actually look up the order. I just know that this was in perfect time frame after I read the first one. It actually kind of takes place like prior to the first one, and then it like meets up with the first one. Anyways, that's besides the point. It was only like 175 pages, I think. This was really fast to read, but now I have this one to read. I'm excited to actually add this to my shelf. This I just got from Amazon instead of Barnes & Noble. I've been wanting to read this. I know that there's like 2 more books in this like interconnected series. Don't know what it's about. I just want to read it and I'm intrigued. Promises and Pomegranates. I just know, I think this is about a doctor. It's a dark fantasy. I don't know if he's like a serial killer or something. I have no idea what it's about. I just know it's a dark fantasy. I do know that there's multiples in this series. I was gonna buy the second one because it's like a purplish cover, but I read the back and it's about like a musician and stuff, and I don't really like to read books about like musicians. It's just something I'm not really interested in. I don't know why when I was reading it I just wasn't vibing with it that much. If I do like the first one a lot and like it's crazy, I might obviously continue the series, but if not, I'm just fine with it being a standalone dark romance. I feel like it's really hard right now to find standalone dark romances because there's so many series, or like duologies, interconnected series. So I'm just, you know, if I like it enough, I'll just leave it be. If I absolutely super duper like it, then I'll buy the rest of them, but for now we're just gonna wait till I read the first one. I do not like to buy special editions, and I didn't buy this just because it had sprayed edges and it was blue. I actually do like the smaller red one, but because this is the same size as the other books, I obviously bought it. So I'm gonna be getting rid of my small edition of Powerful because I just don't like that they don't line up. So I did buy this just for the sake of it being taller, and I'm going to get rid of my other one. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. There's about maybe 4 books now that I have to read from Ali Hazelwood that I have not finished, so I do think that that's going to be like a series during the summertime of just finishing all of Ali Hazelwood's like backlog. Is it backlog? I'm excited for this. I feel like a lot of people have not liked it, which is fine. I feel like I'm not going into it with super high expectations. I do like Ali Hazelwood, but I do think that this is probably the most different from like her STEM romances. I want to look at romances as now palette cleansers. We have Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I know that there's 2 more in this at Barnes & Noble, which I think the next time I see them in person, I'm just gonna buy them. I think it's kind of like a lighter fantasy. It's not something super crazy. It's a really small book in itself, something that's just piqued my interest, and I don't really know too much about the story, but it's something that because it's quite small, I feel like it's gonna be easy to read, and also a nice fantasy palette cleanser because I feel like sometimes going into the new fantasy series is so intimidating. We have the Atlas Complex. I actually have the first 2 in this series, the Atlas Paradox, and I don't know what the other one is called. This is something that I've been wanting to read. Olivia Blake. I actually seen a lot of special editions of Heavenly Bodies, but I've recently seen Emmy read this and she loved it. As of right now, I know that there's a second one, I think, coming out maybe next year or something. There's obviously times when people talk about stories and I'm like, okay, yes, I do want to read that. I'll buy it at some point. But there were a few books that I seen and then I immediately bought them. Like Phantasma. As soon as I seen Emmy read that and a few other content creators, I immediately bought it because I was like, no, I need to read it. What am I doing? Oh. My sister, when she first bought Onyx Storm for me, she went to Target because I was at work and I just wanted to have the actual copy. I was hoping to get the Target edition, but I actually just got the regular edition. This was what, a month ago at this point. She was in Target randomly and actually seeing that they had more Target editions. So I was like, can you please buy it for me? I really wanted it. I just think the singular dragon and like the smoke sticks out way more and it looks a lot better in my personal opinion. I'm just a little scared. I've seen people cry, I've seen people kind of upset with the ending, or they're kind of like, okay, that makes sense, it's a cliffhanger, and I don't know how to feel about it. These books are being republished and I really want to get into the Zodiac Academy. I actually bought the first book, I think it was with my Christmas money when I went book shopping like 2 months ago at this point, but they actually had book 2 and 3 when I went this last time book shopping and I was really excited. I do know that like I think 4 and 5, like on Barnes & Noble's website, it doesn't show the new published ones, but like 6, 7, and 8 it does show like the new versions, and then like 9 and 10 it doesn't, but like 11 and 12 they're new versions. So I don't know, I just think as I continue to see them in person I'll buy them, because obviously I haven't read Zodiac Academy yet, but I do want to collect all of these versions of the books. I know some people are going to say, if you haven't even read the Zodiac Academy, why are you buying this? Because I can't stop myself, and I'm hoping that I actually do read the Zodiac Academy pretty fast. I think they're all on Kindle Unlimited, so as long as I read all of them and I slowly buy the books that are being republished, I think that's fine too. But this is Neverkeep. This is same authors, the Twisted Sisters, and I believe this takes place maybe in a different realm or just a whole new series entirely, or it takes place many years after. I don't know, I just know that I was really excited to buy it. I know there's another one coming out called Echo, so I definitely wanted to buy it and I'm not upset that I did buy it, and that's all that I have to say. This first book I had seen in Barnes & Noble so many times, and I finally bought this one and I bought the second one. I don't really know what this is about, I just know that it's dark fantasy and I've seen it so many times that I'm just like, no, I need to know what it's about, I need to read it, and I think there's gonna be a third one coming out. I just know that it's not out yet, so I was like, okay, I'm okay with buying the first two, obviously reading them, and then just waiting till that third one comes out. And I'm obsessed with the covers, definitely my vibe, and that is it. I know, this is another thing, I'm gonna read it at some point, and I don't want people to judge me whatsoever, because book buying and book reading are two different hobbies. Same thing with these books, I bought them, I don't know what they're about. Dark fantasy, I want to read. I think I've seen Emmy read these and I keep seeing it on other social media platforms, so I'm just like, I need to have them. Third one has not come out yet, so that's why I just bought them. I was like, it's easier to buy the duologies now and spend the money so that when the third one comes out, you just have to buy that one. And hopefully I've read these by then. So there's art on the front of it. I love. The last 3 books for this video, I actually was not planning on buying anytime soon, but because I'm scared that they are going to forever not be sold anymore. I've already read Clarissa Broadbent. I've read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, I absolutely loved it. I read The Six Scorched Roses, absolutely loved it. And I just have to read the other 2 before, I believe, the 4th one that's gonna come out this year. Not quite sure. Daughter of No Worlds. I've seen this on Amazon. I've seen people read this, have the actual covers, but I randomly seen a TikTok of this girl, and it wasn't someone who had a super big platform. Like, you know when you watch videos and it only has like 100 likes or something? This girl was like, oh, if you've been wanting to buy this series before, you know, they stop selling the indie covers because they're gonna republish it. My heart dropped. I literally bought them when I was at work within like 5 minutes of me hearing this information. I bought all 3 of them. I don't know the order. This I think is the second one, I'm not quite sure. This is the third one. I absolutely love these covers and I had to get them before they got traditionally published, but I am interested to see what they're gonna look like when they do get republished, because it's just interesting. I feel like this is the first time that I've actually jumped on something to buy it before it got republished. Majority of the time I'm late to the game and I just buy the new versions of the covers. That is all for the 25 books in this book haul. My bookmarks, my sweatshirts that I bought, and I feel like this was a really good month. I was in a little bit of a reading slump, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day wherever you are in the world. I will see you guys next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye-bye. I think this is my favorite cover of a book. It's so cute.